Hi, my name is Ahmed Abou Yazid. I'm from Qafir Makerspace. We are a manufacturing and educational facility in Egypt. Nobody can deny that technology is the core of economic development for nations. But how can innovators in Arab countries develop without having the basic tools and infrastructure? They tend to create maker spaces, but actually maker spaces lack profitability in order to buy more machines and components and materials. Yet, Arab countries offer low quality education, but yet it's really expensive. So we had to do something about that. So we got together as an innovative team, and we created a makerspace. We had a successful crowdfunding campaign on Zumal. We have raised more than $16,000. We bought the first batch of machines. We have created some innovative projects. We have offered some services for innovator and surprisingly for kids, which their parents they loved our environment. Yet we need to scale more to create more impact in the Arab countries. So we created a business model that will be a win-win situation for everybody, for the innovators, for the makerspace, for the kids and their parents, and also for the big tech companies. We'll offer a facility that will offer daily visits for parents and their kids to learn about technology and to see innovators innovate, develop their prototypes. The facility will also host the technology that their tech company has in order to show it to the public, the innovators and the kids. We will also be an accelerator to help the tech companies, the startups, in order to launch their products on crowdfunding platforms. So can we actually do this? Can our market make this traction? Actually, yeah. International franchise came to Egypt 2 years ago, and they had a great success. They had over 1 million visitors. They are expanding into 2 more locations. So the market is already there. And we will be like Kidzania, but for tech companies. We plan to make $15 million in revenues in the first 3 years. We also offer the innovators a package. If you have money to pay the monthly subscription, it's okay. If you don't have, you can volunteer at the facility and continue working on your prototypes, or you could offer us equity in your startup, and we will help you scale it up. Our market adoption strategy, we will make school trip discounts. We'll partner with schools. We will make partnership with public figures to go viral in the culture, in the community. We'll make partnership with tech companies. Our main competitive advantage is that we have innovators in-house. We have a strong community, and we are the first to market. So I'm here today to announce that I need help. I need help from, because it's too much actually. So please share our story. Tell everybody that might help us. And if you have any advice for us, please do approach us and tell us. And I believe that الإبداع العربي راجع.
Hi. So I have a couple of questions for you. First, I'm going to start by maybe a marketing question.
Okay.
About your name. What's the meaning of your company's name?
Qafir actually is an Arabic word. It means the beehive, خلية النحل.
Say that again.
Beehive, خلية النحل.
Is that Qafir?
Yeah.
Well, you might want to think about that name coming to our
Exactly. We are thinking of rebranding actually.
So that would be my first advice to you.
Thank you.
First of all, because it doesn't really represent what you're doing. Second, because of the ambiguity of the name.
You're right.
My second question is, you're from Egypt, right? Have you actually contacted InnoVenture? Are you in contact with InnoVenture, Hisham Wahbi?
Hisham is a great friend, actually.
Okay. Now, your company, I'm not clear if it's about for startups who are really trying to make, or is it for kids?
So that's a great question, actually. So the problem with the makerspaces, it have a low profitability. You cannot generate enough cash to scale. So I used the same facility and infrastructure that I have. I offered it to another large market segment that can afford to generate cash for the facility in order for me to scale and offer the main target segment, the innovator, the facility and technology that they want.
So is it safe to say you have two markets?
Yeah.
Okay. I think in one of your financial slides you said $40 a month, and that would lead to, was it 2 million or?
You mean this one or this one?
The one before that.
This one, okay.
So you're assuming how many subscriptions exactly? I mean, isn't that a little bit too ambitious?
Not really. That's in the first 3 years. We're targeting 15,000 engineer or innovator from 50,000. So mainly it's not a recurring customer. It's like, and I assume that I don't have a recurring customers, only one time, 1 month thing. Also for this model, I base my numbers on the number that Kidzania already have.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
So first, I'd like to talk to you offline because I think we can do a lot of work together.
Awesome.
Second, I think you're solving a great problem, but I think your business model and your approach to it, I think is not on spot.
Okay.
And I'm happy to bring somebody offline, but I think also the other thing that you're lacking and I haven't seen come up is, what is it you're trying to change? What's your big thing? If you are telling you, what would Kafil be in 3 years? What is the big bang that you're trying to create?
Well, actually, let's imagine in each neighborhood a facility that's like a gym, that anyone in the public that's passionate about technology will go there, manufacture their own product. So if you are manufacturing something, that's actually mean that you're creating an economic added value for your country. So my big target is to increase the economic added value for the Arab nations at all.
Great initiative in general, but Habib said there's a lot to
Exactly.
Details, right? So when you say 1 million daily visit, this is 1 million per year, right?
No, for 3 years.
Over 3 years, and this is in one location?
No. It's I have a model.
It's a local or a centralized model?
I have a model that will scale according to the number of visitors. So if I have a capacity for a facility, let's say 15,000. Once I have reached that, I move to another location, and etc.
Will you be able to scale while continuing to invest in showing real technology and real innovation in each hub?
So
the cost side.
Actually, we have a lot of models that we can use, either franchises and outsource the management issues. Maybe I will make them a group in technologies that will manage the overall technology development. And there's a lot of ideas. Okay. You need this one?
Sorry. Okay. Should I just start? Okay. Hi, I'm Romy. I'm the CCO and co-founder of Feedeed.com, which is which is an online platform that provides a one-step process to get your projects done. Basically, the problem today is that SMEs spend a lot of valuable time and resources on outsourcing their non-core business functions. Basically, it's because they really don't know what kind of expertise they need in order to get their projects done. A small example would be a restaurant owner that wants to create a website. He wouldn't know what kind of developer he needs, nor the kind of code or language is needed to create his website. And what's trending today, it's the on-demand models, because the world is moving fast and people are looking for convenience. That's where we come in. Feedeed is a one-stop shop where SMEs can outsource all their non-core business functions. Basically, what we do is we connect SMEs directly to available service providers based on their need, their budget, and their due date. We also guarantee the quality and the timely delivery of the service providers, since the service providers are all pre-screened by our platform. The services that we are offering are basically professional services such as web and mobile services, design services, online marketing, translation, and many others. As for the market is quite huge. There are 19 to 23 million SMEs in the MENA region. We conducted a survey and we found out that SMEs spend on average $5,000 on the services that we are offering. So basically that results into a $10 billion market. What's the difference between us and our competitors? Our competitors like Nabish and Upwork are more HR-based platforms where a customer has to go on the platform, post a job, or start searching for freelancers, going through the applications, selecting, screening, seeing if the freelancer is available, negotiating the prices, and then start working. As for Feedeed, all you have to do is just request and we handle the rest. We launched our public beta last year in August, and until today we have recruited over 200 service providers. We have received over 250 service requests worth more than $90,000. And we participated in many events such as the MIT Pan Arab, where we were finalists. As for our revenues, requesting a service is completely free. However, we take a 20% agent/management fee from the service providers. And they are actually okay with this since we guarantee their payments and we also give them work. As for operations, we're moving city by city. Our headquarters are in Beirut, but we are present in Beirut and Amman. And we plan on moving to Jeddah, Riyadh, Dubai, and Abu Dhabi. How are we going to do that? We're actually going to recruit 2 team members in each city, a country manager and an operations manager. They'll be recruiting local talents and handling all the requests and following up on requests. As for the team, we're actually 3 co-founders. Dani Abu Jawde, our CEO, he studied biology at the American University of Beirut, and then he worked as a project manager at Sequence, one of the first accelerators in the region. Fida, our CTO, he studied computer science at LAU, and he worked as a lead developer at Pierre McQueen. As for me, Romy, I studied graphic design at the American University of Beirut, and then did my master's in brand management at Instituto Marangoni in Paris. And basically, we all left our jobs and are working full-time on Feedeed now. Thank you. That was stressful.
I've looked at a lot of these types of businesses in the last 3 to 5 years. And one of the things I've seen over time, when you're trying to scale, is one thing, the unit economics is terrible, because you're acquiring, unless you're a brand name,
okay,
to become top of mind is very difficult. So, because you're acquiring someone to come to your website, submit a bid, and then assuming the bid gets accepted, you're taking a very small percent on that. So,
we take our percentage from the service provider, not from the client. So the client, if he...
I know, it's
okay.
it's a lead fee
Okay.
for sending that person a lead. My question is, what's your cost of acquisition now on the customer side?
We're actually doing direct sales and online marketing. With our first investment, which was like $43,000, we were able to generate $90,000 worth of sales. So,
sorry, say that again.
No, we actually, with the $43,000 that we got as a first investment, we
No, I mean, how much does it cost for you to acquire
one customer.
to do a website?
Yeah.
What are your channels of acquiring customers right now, or project submitters? Are you acquiring them online, offline? How are you getting?
This is what I said. Like we're actually doing online marketing and direct sales.
And how much does it cost to acquire someone online?
I'm actually not into numbers. I'll try to get to you this information.
Thank you.
Sorry.
I have a question also, it's unfortunately on the cost side as well. Maybe on the other side, so what's the cost of screening those people who are actually going to do the work? And the second one would be, what's the average project size? Has it changed? Do you have repeat customers?
Okay, basically our screening process is quite simple. We ask for a background check of the service provider. We ask for past work, portfolios, and we also give them like a sample work to do. And this is how we actually select our service providers. And on the other hand, what was the second question?
The average project size and the repeat customers?
Okay, basically we have different types of projects. We have big projects, an average, okay. So it's around $400. If you want to do, we can go back to the sheet. It's like, okay, sorry. Okay, yeah. So it's around $400, yeah. 90,000 divided by 250.
Repeat customers, do people come back?
Yeah, actually now, because we don't have, we're actually raising our first seed. We don't really have money to market, so now we're not really sustainable, but we're trying to work with the returning customers.
Time's up.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, my name is Sam Al-Ghaib. I'm the CEO and the founder of Slighter, the first learning library that will assist smokers to gradually quit smoking. Allow me to introduce my partner and friend, John Kirali, our CTO. It is a well-known fact that smoking cigarettes is a big health hazard worldwide. There is 1 billion smokers out there in the world. And there is a research done by the NIH that says out of 100 smokers, there is 70% that they want to quit smoking, and there is 50% that they make a serious effort to quit. And I'm one of the 50%. I tried to quit many times using many solutions on the market there. I used the nicotine patches, the nicotine gum. I used the acupuncture that was very painful. I cannot tell you how much. I used the Champix from Pfizer, and it has very bad side effects. And I used the e-cigarette, which is not a solution to quit smoking. It is a substitute, but I've tried it also to quit smoking. And I have a beautiful family. I have a wife that I love. I have a daughter that I adore. My daughter Ivy is the reason behind Slighter, behind me creating and inventing Slighter. Because I want to quit smoking so that I can live with her as much as I can. This is how Slighter started. I wanted to create the first device that will actually ask you to smoke your cigarette in order to quit smoking. How Slighter will work. Slighter will record your habit for 7 days. Each time you light a cigarette, it will record the time and the location that you lighted this cigarette. After the 7 days, on the 8th day, the lighter will stop lighting up unless you hear a beeper, a reminder to light your cigarette. It will actually ask you to light your cigarette. Then you can light it or you can skip it by pressing the skip button. Outside the allowed times to light your cigarette, you cannot light a lighter unless you press the cheat button. And actually you're going to cheat to light your cigarette outside the allowed time. And there is the friend button that is to be used if any one of your friends asks you to light up his cigarette. So, house lighter will reduce the amount of smoking. If you follow your own recorded habits without cheating, the smart algorithm of the lighter will reduce 1 cigarette at a time. Every 5 days will reduce 1 cigarette, and so on until you reach the minimum quantity desired or reach the 0 cigarette per day. Thank you. I'll let John continue.
Thank you, Samar. Okay, so Slider is a lighter that connects to a smartphone, so it tracks your behavior. But we're more than just a smart algorithm that tries to understand your scheduling and remove cigarettes. We're in the business of understanding habits. We study your habit. We try to understand your location so we can identify your house, your home, your work, if you're out partying. But we also reinforce bad behavior. So when you have a bad behavior or you're trying to skip a cigarette, we try to reinforce the good behavior by notifying basically people who you loved ones or people who are helping you to support you to get there. So we're the next generation of smart devices in the sense that we track, we basically analyze, and then we recommend. The Slider network is a network that is the first smoking network to help smokers quit smoking. And the way we do that is we provide all the support around the network to allow you to stop smoking. And we borrow a lot from Alcohol Anonymous 9 rules to stop smoking, in which the alcoholics, they follow a series of steps to become non-alcoholic, and then they help the smokers who just quit smoking. They would be back into the network to help those who continue to smoke. We are a team, an entrepreneurial team that have taken an idea from concept to market. So we have the technical expertise, the business expertise, and we have a doctor on board so to help us with all the analysis of doing that. We are currently doing a beta test, and the goal is to test with 100 users, in which we try to understand the behavior and analyze that. And then our goal is to go to do a soft launch, in which we launch in North America with a couple of thousand of units, and then we hope to go global. We have raised enough funding to do our testing, and we're looking to raise a second round of $6 million to take us to market. And Slider is, okay, thank you. We have a battery of patents, so we're strong on IP. In fact, we have a US issued patent, and we're working on more patents. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, Basha. So you're a smoker, right?
I am still a smoker because I tested the rough prototype a month ago, and now we're going to test the real prototype in 1 month in UK.
Okay, great.
So I'll let anyone know when I will start smoking.
Great. So I have 2 questions. The first one is around the phasing. How are we gonna test? Because the promise is great, right? But we want to see if you can link really the behavioral aspect to the technology part through the reinforcement of social support, etc. So on the test, what are the KPIs that you're going to be looking at? And second, it's a challenge to you. What you're solving is a huge value to individuals, while you're selling the device upfront, right? So
Yes.
It's a transaction model. Your monetization model is a transaction model.
Exactly.
But then you're gonna, what's the pricing point? It's gonna be relatively, it's not a big pricing point to the proportion of the service that you're providing. So it's a challenge to you just to think about your monetization model and whether you can try to capture at some point an additional amount of the value that you're giving to users if the promise is real.
Actually, so if we want to there's two aspects to this problem. First, to target the habit, there's two pieces to it. One is to make the invisible visible. So what Slider does through tracking, it makes the invisible, how many cigarettes and how you smoke them, we make that visible. That's one aspect to target the problem of killing or replacing a habit. The second aspect is reinforcement support. You need social support to help you. And the support would give you two things. One is positive reinforcement, and number two, it would give you the planning to follow a plan. You go to a dietitian, they give you a plan to follow that. And then we close the loop on that. So on the monetization side, we do a transaction, which is selling the lighter, but there's a lot of, as we grow, there's a lot of value in which we can monetize from a social aspect and then from a data aspect. From a social aspect, because then you give people, you say, oh, I want you to be my mentor. Then when I skip a cigarette, automatically it sends you a message, John just skipped a cigarette. Then you can reinforce that by sending me like a high five that you probably have to pay for it. So we have digital goods. So there's many ways where you can monetize beyond phase one of the product. And then there's the network. We're graduating users and keeping them in the network by giving them the prideness. So somebody who's a smoker and is no longer a smoker is proud about it. And then in the network, he becomes like a mentor that he can help other people. So, and the problem is very big too. So nobody argues about that side.
Do you have any scientific evidence that this approach actually works? Like this approach of reducing one cigarette every 5 days?
Yes, so the NIH has sponsored a lot of research, and actually they've sponsored the automated electronic way to reduce cigarette smoking through an automated system. And it has proven to work as good as nicotine patches. But the other part that's very important is support. And what we did here is we sort of automated the whole support process. Because when I skip a cigarette, it automatically sends it to someone saying he just skipped a cigarette. So he can immediately respond. Yeah, which has never been done in history because we covered the last mile in smoking. Like it's all automated, and the closest example to us is Apple Pay, I would say. It's one button that has solved the payment system because one button you can pay everything and you don't have to go through the friction.
Have you thought about a Kickstarter campaign?
Yes, but we're not ready. We need to understand behavior. We're dealing with a complex problem, so that's not an easy. Kickstarter is not a one-off here. I mean, we need to be able to deliver. We need to deliver before we play. But that will come in later phases as we create awareness.
Do you have, have you thought about applying for NIH grants and doing a sort of a real clinical trial where this time you could have real evidence, now you could build the real evidence, any insurance would pay for it. It would not just pay for the device, it would pay a lot of money because now they're saving a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the closest example we can follow is fitness trackers for Fitbit. For example, Fitbit, it's always good to go to insurance to cover you, but we're not at that stage unless we prove unless we prove that we can pay to play, it's going to be a long term. So that won't be in our short-term roadmap, but on the longer term, definitely. I mean, the value is there. If you can help people stop smoking, the opportunity is big. But for us, we're dealing with $1 trillion problem, and to solve it in overnight is a bit of an understatement.
You go for an NIH grant, I think, small business grant.
Yes. Part of the challenges is, not the whole team is US based, so part of grants is related. I know that, but just.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Murad. I'm one of the co-founders of Brevo. So let me tell you what Brevo is. Brevo is a new social mobile app that will help you know what your friends are up to and what's happening around you. So basically you would use it for day-to-day casual activities, stuff like going to the gym, going for a dinner, or even for a hike in Vermont this weekend, for example. What you're trying to do is, this stuff you would use texts, emails, calling people or WhatsApp to organize it usually, but we think there's a lot of back and forth in there and it's not coordinated. So we've built this first version in order to simplify the design and really make you spend more time with your friends to hang out rather than planning this stuff. Let me just show you what we've done first on the first build of our product. So when you open Brevo, this is the first screen you will have. And on top, you will have 5 different categories. So we think these are the main things that people would do. So first one is sport, second is drinks, third is food, fourth is coffee, And the giraffe is just, you know, marketing thing, and it's basically anything else other than the other four. So let me see now, like, I want to know what's happening tonight. There's a party, Jorge's organizing dinner. Tomorrow there's a dance party. I'm like, okay, I'll be down for that. I'll see the dance party. So you have the location out there. Lida is organizing. The location syncs with Google Maps. It started by 11 p.m. and she invited 4 people. Out of two of them said they're going, the other 2 are still figuring it out. And you can scroll up and kind of like get a glimpse of whatever is happening. And these are only stuff that people has decided to share with you. So you cannot say whatever your Facebook friends have done. You need to have been picked by these people so they see it. Or invited, so one or the two. The other thing we're doing is also sometimes you just don't know and you want to set a plan. You're like, oh, I'm down to going for a hike. Or like I'm down to going for a movie on Saturday night. But I don't want to text everyone. I just want to put it out there and people will go here and see what's going on and see if you're down for a movie and they're down for a movie too. Like, okay, let's do it. And I'll send an invite based on that. So just to show you an example here, let's say Nikolai is down for tennis. I can actually use, you know, the top 5 categories to filter whatever is below it. So I want to do sports. Nikolai is down for tennis. I'll do plus, create an invite with that pencil, and then write the invite, basically. Tennis, whatever, choose sports, the time he said there, Monday, let's say he only needs 1 hour. And then on the public, on the bottom of the page, that's where you actually select the visibility. So either you want to put it open for everyone, whoever is down to play tennis at Harvard can come, only on Facebook friends, or only the guests. I just want to invite Nicolas and no one else. And the last one is groups. So let's say I have a group of friends I always play tennis with. Whoever is in that group will see this invite and will join right away. This is the main use case of Brevo. Just if you swipe left, you'll see that Brevo syncs in and out with the calendar. So whatever you have in your Outlook or Gmail will go into Brevo calendar, and whatever you create in Brevo will go out and populate the other calendar. So you don't have to do that manually. And then on the left side, you have a glimpse of your activities. So these are the next 3, Tunisian dinner for me, it's pretty good, you should come. And then, you know, you scroll up, you'll see all of the stuff that you have, the stuff you've been invited to and that you created. And that glass hour is the ones you didn't reply to. So this is the first version of the product we've built. We've put it on test flight on Apple Store. We had 50 people helping, you know, playing with it. But let me tell you what's unique about what we're doing versus other people. First, we're focusing on not only on right now, but also the near future. So you can do stuff for tomorrow, next weekend, or by the end of the month. Second, we introducing this like new passive invite concept. So like you're not texting everyone all the time. Just put the information out there and people proactively join you or not. And third, there is no chat. So basically, we don't want you to spend time. So the whole thing, what we're doing, we designed the whole thing so that we have the right information to decide to go for it or not. So Brevo doesn't stop here. We want to, in the future, based on all the data we gather about our users, suggest and push stuff to you. So for example, if you like indie rock music and there's a concert next Tuesday in Boston, we'll tell you, oh, hey, there's this band coming in, and you're free that night because it syncs your calendar, and it knows that Marco is down too to go because he's free and loves that kind of music and actually like Marco. So invite both of us and we tell us, why don't you guys go together? And if you do buy these tickets, Brevo will get a cut out of it. The team is based, we are 6. Me, Marco is here with me tonight, Guy, and then we have Nicolas, our CTO, with 2 employees working for us. Thank you very much.
So I've been doing this for 6 years, and I've seen 100 companies try to do something similar. And I think Google just launched something called Who's Down last week or a few days ago to do something similar. The problem with this is it's a very difficult business. One, you have to get people to download it and use it. Very difficult, given how many social apps are out there. So its cost of acquisition is very high. 2, when you have them on there, most of them, you get that quick growth curve and then people drop off because the consumers are fickle. 3, with your type of business, if my friends aren't using it and using it all the time, if I want to invite Habib and Inas to a party or whatever and they're not on the app, they have to be on the app and using it all the time. So why are you guys different than the 100 other apps that try to do this? What's the secret sauce here?
Yeah, I can take this one. So I think I absolutely agree. So I mean, even your new iPhone with the new iOS, you have Find My Friend. So all the big guys are looking at this. We think it's one of the verticals that no one solved, and a lot of people tried, are still trying. Where we are different from what we see around us, and even the new product by Google, for example, it's always focused on now. It's like always like now I want to find the guy that I like or the girl that I like, and I want to hang out with that person, do the thing I want in the the area I am. Versus us, it's just like putting it there, and you would go and scroll through, and you proactively say, oh, I'd be down to do this. So you have more of a choice, and you dilute that like huge probability of making these 4 different dimensions happen. When you put it in the future, it's just you make a choice to do it. So we think we have like an edge for the tomorrow, the in 2 days, by this weekend, or like by end of the month, versus trying to making it happen now. I think this was the main point for me.
Yeah, also if I can add, a lot of these apps focus on really like finding the people to meet and do a few of these things. With our app, you can just like plan your things that you want to do with your friends and broadcast it to a broader audience, so that all of the people around you will be able to see what you're doing and join you. Even, it's what we call a passive invite. So it's to increase the speed that something will actually be implemented.
So you talked about edge, but I really think you cannot even think about edge before you have users. I mean, you're thinking too much features in the future, too much, over-engineering it. I think there's one thing that you haven't mentioned in your whole pitch, which I think you need to focus on, which is how you're going to get the users. Just focus on that. I would replace everything with just how to get the users. And if you convince that, then you have business. Otherwise, I think you might as well spend your time on something else.
Fully agree. And actually, just before going on stage, we were discussing with Marco. This is a question that's going to come in, obviously. So, I mean, you can start talking about the marketing strategy.
I absolutely agree with you. This needs your friends to be using it to be useful. The good thing is that you need a high concentration of users, but in a certain community. And we think that for some communities, for example, you take college or something like that, there are a lot of people that hang out with more friends than the usual 5, 10 friends. And they're very, very open in hanging out with a lot of people. And in this way, with the broadcast and the kind of like variety you're looking at Facebook, you already have all your friends there. You can immediately see what else among your Facebook friends is doing something. So again, yeah, it's difficult, but there is this virality concept that certainly helps once you have.
Have you thought about?
So just if I could just compliment what Marco is saying is, so we already started actually reaching out to people. So like the way we look at it very pragmatically. Student ambassadors, we already recruited 13 people with us, coming with us and working with us in Harvard, MIT, and BU. We have, events and sponsored events. We already discussed how we're going to engage with them. This is what everyone is doing. It's not different. But I think the way, to approach this, and for now we're going for this, is more targeting the cool kids on campus, and the cool clubs and the cool parties. And then when these people starting to come in, kind of if you want to join this party, you'll have to join Brevo. And partnering with these guys to drag these people in and have this coolness impact first. And then we hopefully, think it should spread over the other guys, just to answer your question.
Have you thought actually just going on platforms that they use, Slack or WhatsApp or Facebook, and testing your thesis there and see if it works?
So again, our idea is actually to bring this kind of organization out from these super text-heavy platforms. So all of the way we have designed and the features we've put in are to try to avoid this back and forth, and that's why we think the space we are trying to go in is really day-to-day activities, which now are actually organized through this kind of apps.
Any other question? Thank you very much.
First of all, I'm so impressed by the turnout tonight. It's a Saturday, you could be out drinking, but you're here, so that's amazing. Thank you very much for coming tonight. So just before flying over from Dubai, I was at a mall, and I saw a young couple having dinner with their kid, and they were both on their smartphone, not talking to each other, smiling. So I don't know if they were speaking with their lovers over WhatsApp. There's been a lot of divorces on WhatsApp due to WhatsApp. And the kid was just sitting there, completely bored and oblivious. And I found that really disturbing. Really disturbing. So also we know that kids nowadays spend 30% of their daily leisure time on passive play. That's a lot of time not developing their motor skills or their imaginations. And that makes me really sad as well, because I want technology to bring families together. I want technology to build memories and not alienate parents from their kids and not make kids not enhance their imaginations. So my name is Danny. I'm the founder and CEO of Pixelbug. We're a fearless team of creative minds that brings augmented reality magic into everyone's lives. And our mission is to bring families together with technology. So rather than explain the application or what we do, what I'm going to do is give you a demo and introduce you to Bugsy, who will give you the information about Colorbug herself. All right, so we have a really quick user interface, very child-friendly, one-click play. And I want you to pay attention to the colors.
Hi kids, welcome to Colorbug. Do you know how many types of insects there are in the world? No problem if you don't. There are 900,000 types of insects living in the world. I'm a ladybug, and I'm one of the friendliest little insects. Alright, let me tell you a little bit about Colorbug. In this app, we will be coloring, learning, and solving puzzles together. We'll be coloring on the paper and use Colorbug to bring a world of fun and imagination to life. So go get your friends, little fellas, so we can play with colors and have a whole lot of fun together.
So what we're doing with Colorbug is really bringing coloring books to life using augmented reality. And what we're really proud of is the speed and recognition of our augmented reality, how quickly it recognizes the stencils. And we have a whole lot of more stencils available today. The app is ready to download on Android and iOS. So in addition to that, we also released an interactive coloring book that is available on Amazon to purchase today. It's available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble outlets. And we already secured a deal with a school to distribute this to their students. And we are really the first to be able to leverage a physical product to push downloads as well, and be able to bring them to life. So the way we make money is we sell in-app purchases to activate the AR features, and we sell sponsored stencils to clients that want to communicate to our age group of kids that are between 4 to 10. We want to raise $1.5 million to introduce the features more quickly, hire more key talent, and invest in more sales and marketing. Now, I'm really also proud of the team that we've put together. We're 6 that are on the team on a full-time, brilliant creative minds and engineers, creative artists that have put all of this together. And I thank my lucky stars every day for the team that we have. So if you want help us to grow, we have the opportunity to really push the creative boundaries and be able to compete on a global level with this app. Thank you very much.
Is this your technology?
Yes, it's our technology. So we use some of the base is used, we use SDKs that are available, but the image recognition and the wrapping of the colors around the models is our layer. So this is our own technology.
Just one clarification question, and then the real question. Clarification is, do I have to buy the actual color or drawing book and take a picture of that or capture an image of that before the augmented reality comes out, or do I just draw anything?
No, for now, you don't need to buy the coloring book. You download the app for free, and then you can print the stencils for free through our website. But yes, use our stencils to to bring them to life.
And then the question, and I keep asking this question just because it bites everyone in the ass eventually, is your unit economics, right? How are you acquiring your target audience? Is it the kids or actually the parents? And are you going through schools as your primary go-to-market, or are you going direct?
Well, the end user is obviously the kids, but we need to motivate and engage the parents to be willing to download the app. But the real influencer is the kid. So the way we've done it, we already have 30,000 downloads so far. And we've been doing a lot of growth hacking methods. We were featured by Robert Scoble, who's one of the leading tech bloggers in the world, who featured our app, and that immediately went viral. We've had over 75,000 views and close to 900 shares of this application. So it's really going to people who can spread the word, who love our app, who love what we do, that have families, speaking to key people to spread the word. And we know that people want our product and want to purchase these books.
So you have augmented reality on those specific sets of stencils, looks really nice. Why using these stencils and not just something of the world? So you show a photo of you're taping just a bottle, and then all of a sudden there's augmented reality for the kid to understand that that's a bottle and this is what you do with it.
Well, Blipper is doing something like that. We are taking a different direction. What we are doing now is using these stencils to also, it allows us to monetize. So we sell the AR features on some of the premium stencils that have more interactions and features. However, what we want to do, and that's why we need investment, is to allow for freehand drawing. But for that, we need to push the technology further in terms of computer vision, because it's not very easy to be able to draw, let's say, shapes, albeit simple shapes, and convert that into 3D models. But eventually, part of our roadmap is to have kids be able to draw a circle, draw a square, draw a triangle, and have that convert immediately into the scene. So that's part of our plan. That's why we need the investment, in order to invest into more R&D and key talent in order to make this happen.
And do you have any, is there any intellectual property behind what you showed us?
There is an IP, which is what we could file for an IP. We haven't so far. We've pushed it already because we want to move quickly. Some say it's good, some say it's bad. Mixed schools on that. But yes, the layer that allows us to capture and wrap the color around models in real time is proprietary. Now Disney is working on something similar as well that is still in research. They haven't actually launched anything. We have, and so we have the opportunity here to capture and hit these key players that have been investing in the AR and VR market, which, by the way, is estimated at growing to $150 billion market by 2020, according to Digi Capital. And it's AR VR is going to level out the playing field for everyone. It's not going to be only restricted to the big tech players. We can all play in this field, and we have the opportunity to really kick ass with this. Excuse my French.
Are you worried about VR underwriting you completely?
No, because initially the VR will launch first, but the lion's share will be taken by augmented reality. From that estimation of $150 billion, $120 billion will grow from augmented reality technology. It's really easy to understand why. It's because once you have these head-mounted displays like the HoloLens, like the Magic Leap, it will be able to supplant all the physical devices that we need to hold nowadays. So there's so much, it's going to open up a whole new world of technologies that we can, and digital content, and the way we consume digital content is entirely going to change. And we're not talking about a decade here, we're talking about 2-3 years.
I have to ask this question. How is this going to help with parents doing all of what's happening?
That's a good question, because I've thought thoroughly about that. And the way is that For example, we've already spoken to F&B outlets who love, like Shake Shack, want to do something like this in the Middle East, whereby they have placemats anyways. So we create stencils on the placemats, and our objective is to use that to bring families together around the dining table while they're waiting for their food. They can do something collaboratively, build memories together through the use of augmented reality. And there are so many different applications that correlate to that same thing. We can do a lot of these memory building activities with parents who are now, the millennials are becoming parents. Like, God help us, because everyone, even the adults, are hooked on their technology. So we need to, you can't escape technologies. From the interviews that we've done, some parents are even restricting and forbidding the use of technologies in the household. But that's not the solution. You have to create something that will build bonds and use technology as an enabler rather than inhibitor of building imaginations.
Time's up.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Perihan, and I'm here to make you the promise of building a bridge all the way from the Arab region to the US with the help of superhero pigs. Well, to build a bridge, first you need to measure the rivers or the oceans that you're going to be crossing. Secondly, you need to think of the materials and the tools you're going to be using. And thirdly, you have to have the team that's going to build it for you. So let me start with the size of the river or the ocean we're crossing. When I first came to the US, I saw that the only American movie that was representing Arabs was American Sniper. It called Arabs despicable, savage, and evil. I was so angry because I couldn't find anything that would actually offer me a different narrative of the Arab region. Even when I looked at movies when I tried to look for movies that are Arabic so I can actually show them to my friends, I couldn't find any of them either. The problem even gets worse because the 20 million Americans that live in the US, in North America and Europe cannot find any of their movies from back home here online at all. And even when you look at filmmakers like Najma Najjar, for instance, who's won international awards, got a lot of recognition, she struggles every single time she tries to make a movie for funding and reaching an audience. A very typical example, or perfect example, is a movie like Wajda that won 26 awards internationally, nominated for 27, millions of dollars in box office internationally, but never saw the light online anywhere in North America or Europe. It just doesn't make sense. Obviously, the river is huge. Thinking about the tools, it's no surprise that the internet has revolutionized the film industry. So streaming video on demand platforms have allowed 200 million users worldwide to watch movies everywhere. When you look at crowdfunding, it enabled independent filmmakers to fund or to raise over $2 billion for their films. Even marketing has gotten cheaper now that we can reach over 1 billion users on social media. Even the definition of film, international film, has completely changed after the introduction of the internet or over the past few years. Now, South Korean films are the most popular, Indian films are popular, Nigerian films are popular, and even Arab films are popular just by reaching an audience online. And this is how I got inspired to start Movie Picks. In simple terms, it's Netflix meets Kickstarter for international film. Now, we understand that this is not an easy business to make. We want to give the power of creation to the talent and the power of evaluation and selection to the audience. That's not an easy problem to solve. And that's why we decided that, we make money through subscription mainly, and also through backing this up with crowdfunding fees and automatically monetizing our data in the future. But again, like I said, because we understand this is not an easy business to address, so we're starting only with the streaming side, which we just kickstarted 2 weeks ago. And we partnered with festivals and celebrities that will give us access to our audience and talent community. Now, when it comes to the talent or people who are going to be building this business, you should know firstly that there's over 400,000 filmmakers that can actually be on that platform. Internally, we have 2 people. I'm the hustler of the team because I have built 3 startups before, and I've gone to business school, and I've been awarded several awards because of my background in entrepreneurship. And Hani, because he has 15 years in web development, he's obviously the hacker. We're backed up by 3 amazing investors that helped us raise $250 in our seed investment, in our seed round, curate over 200 films for our launch, and reach basically create partnerships with the festivals that we have, 3 festivals in the US and 3 celebrities across the MENA region. I cannot be in movies without showing you a little clip, so I'm going to show you a short video that's some videos that we're having, some films. Thank you very much. Please sign up tonight for a free trial, 1 month trial. And if you're investing, we're still needing more, so you can talk to us. And I'm ready for your questions. And if you want to know where the name came from, talk to me after. I'm not going to say it on stage.
Hello.
Hi, Cheryl.
I have 2 questions for you.
Sure.
The first one, I mean, clearly one of the key success factors here is content.
Yeah.
Right? So you're lucky because you're not going to be negotiating with a few studios, but it's a little challenging because you're going to be reaching out to so many independent filmmakers. So how are you going to get them on your platform? And the second question is, spin off of it, is when you go to market strategy, are you going to go after a certain ethnic type of programming first? Or how are you going to approach it? How are you going to prioritize your go-to-market strategy from a sourcing and marketing point of view?
Okay, so 2 questions, 2 answers. The first one, luckily actually, especially in the region, most of the independent films are distributed through one of the bigger studios, basically, or their own studio, their own distributors arm. So it's Rotana, the ART, the MBC, and the other avenue for us to get to the films that are distributed through self-distribution is festivals. So that's why, for instance, I was at the Arab American Festival in San Francisco, Boston Palestine Film Festival here, Arabian Sides, just meeting the filmmakers directly and handpicking the films that have already gotten traction through being at those festivals. So that's the other way. And celebrity endorsements so far have been helping us pretty big time, like getting the filmmakers pulled into our platform as opposed to us pushing it onto them. In terms of which target audience we're going to be reaching out initially. So initially, we were actually going to target everybody. It was just going to be for international film in general. And then we realized that a huge part of our success comes from the fact of offering relevant content, or basically being completely tailored to the audience that we're addressing. And that's why we're targeting diaspora communities in the beginning. And Arab was obvious for me because I'm Arab and I have those connections, but also because it's the Arab narrative is one of the most popular these days, thanks to all the bad people that I'm not going to mention here. So the Arab film festivals are now getting attendance of over 70% of non-Arabs. So not only that we're reaching out to the 20 million Arabs that are living in North America and Europe, but we're also reaching out to a non-Arab audience that's already attending those festivals and interested in Arab. So we're doing a lot of it on marketing, and we're spending a lot of money on Google. So, yeah.
Good for you.
So I want to build on your answer here, because at the beginning it seemed like your goal when you started by the narrative of Sniper, which I totally agree with you. I refuse to watch the movie for that reason. Is that you want to kind of change the image of the Middle East in the West. Noble goal. But if you are saying that you will target Arabs in the West, then I don't see how are you going to reach that. So you have to tell me if you will be focusing your marketing or your target customers are going to be the expats or actually the non-Arabs in the Western countries. Because that's going to be a completely different marketing techniques and customer target audience.
Absolutely. So yeah, this is actually a business decision that we had to make. So, and we had to think really hardly about, because it's, when you think about diaspora communities, they're almost a needle in a haystack. But when you think about non-Arabs that are interested in the Arab narrative, they're even more difficult to reach out to because you just don't know where to spot them. So the way that we're going about it right now is that we're targeting the audience, sort of the subset or basically the intersection between the two audiences through the festivals. So when I went to, like 70% of all the film festivals are non-Arabs by default. So that's our seed. That's one avenue. The other avenue is through the film schools. So Tisch, New York Film Academy, that already has like non-Arabs that are actually studying Arab studies as well, or Arab film. When it comes to the curation of the film, there is actually a library of films that can meet both audiences. And the most important thing is to have subtitles. So we're starting with films that have obviously been all over the festival. So we have movies like Omar, Paradise Now, Wajda, Halla Lawain, like all of those movies. And then we're also having some Arabic classics, whether it's like even theatrical performances or like movies that can also address the purely nostalgic Arab diaspora as well. And over time, because we just kick-started, over time we'll be able to understand more about the non-Arab audience that's interested in this, and also even the Arab audience that's interested in watching movies from back home.
And your finances are supporting both avenues?
Yeah. I can talk to you about finances offline, but again, because of my relations in the market, we're able to get content at a very, very competitive price compared to other players in the market. So that helps us big time. And our technology, because a lot of it is proprietary as well, so it's helping.
So Netflix recently announced that they are going international, right?
Yeah.
So as you can imagine, they are active in not only in producing their own content, but once they start going global, they will be sourcing global content wherever they go. In addition to their big US library.
Yep.
Well, do you think this would have big implications on you in terms of speed of execution, etc.? What do you think?
Yeah, so I was actually hoping for somebody to ask this question. The fact that Netflix is entering the market is actually good news to us. I actually met with the VP of Product Innovation at Netflix, and I tried to understand a little bit about their global expansion strategy. And the biggest focus for them is leveraging on their original programming. So basically expanding globally because of that. The fact that they're entering the Middle East is good news to us because we're not going to be competing because we're not targeting the Arab region. But it's good news to us because it's going to force the studios to basically step up their game. So it's going to force them to fight piracy, something that I'm fighting on a daily basis. It's going to force them to offer different technological formats or technical formats of subtitles, which is, again, something that I'm fighting for every day. So it's good news for me that they're going to be there. And given the fact that we're not targeting right now the Arab market, it's not going to be a big thing. However, if they decide at any point to bring the Arabic content to the US, to their platform, that is obviously a threat that we have to consider. And the way that we're going to go about it, and it's the product of my research at MIT, it's basically creating a network effect. So if you go to the platform, and right now if you go, you're going to see that you're not only watching a movie, but you can actually follow a user, you can follow a filmmaker. I mean, you can create a community.
How many of you have an idea about mobile app and tend to do it in your day-to-day life? Raise your hand. Wow, we have the right audience. I invite you kindly to follow our presentation to show you how you can save time and money.
Good evening. We are ScreenDy. We are inventing the way to build mobile application. I am Mehdi, CEO and founder of ScreenDy. I have 15 years experience in the mobile industry. I started working on mobile application when mobile phone was black and white. And this is my fifth startup.
I'm Mehdi, I'm Khalid Tabiawi. I'm a VP business development and a co-founder. And I have more than 15 years experience in technology sector, especially in mobile and telecom infrastructures.
Our mission is democratize mobile application development, simply as WordPress or Wix did for websites. According to Gartner, there is 5 times more demand than supply for mobile developers. Mobile development is still complex, costly, and time-consuming, and it's not possible to continue like that. Meanwhile, there is 20 million web developers in the market today. due to the shift of digital business from the web to the mobile, they have big motivation to make mobile apps, but in the same time, they have the big challenges for that. With our patented technology, we are turning any web developer to mobile developer in no time. As a result, ScreenDy is acting as a lever for web developer. We are going now to see a video that shows how we can build a mobile app in no time, and especially without learning any use case. Video.
Welcome to ScreenDy, the easiest platform to design, build, test, and deploy 100% native mobile apps on both Android and iOS. ScreenDy is based on the cloud, so you don't need to install or configure anything on your laptop. It's all done using a simple WYSIWYG editor, which helps you build your app by simply dragging and dropping a wide range of components and then style them so they would fit the custom design you want. Creating an app on ScreenDy is more cool with the logic of make it once, use it everywhere. So by the time you're done creating your app, your design automatically fits many resolutions and versions of OSs. ScreenDy offers more features like previewing your app on online simulators, testing the app before deploying it, adding cool services like the push parse, keeping track of all your app's data and statistics using the dashboard, and many others. So if you want to build an awesome app in a fraction of time and without learning any new skill, this is the place for you. We can't wait to see what you're gonna create.
Thank you for watching the video. For sure, we have a competitor. We are in the mobile platform category, and we have likely 3 competitors.
Actually, it's not truly our competitors, because we are the single company that they offer in the meantime, the possibility to developers to create 100% native apps, to be enabled to offer them a real-time native update that enables every developer or everyone to create apps to update their apps in a fraction of a second without to submit the application to the stores, and we are Internet of Things ready. Our business model is fair. We give possibility to all developers to get for free to the cloud to build, test in real time in the real devices their apps that they want to publish. Then they pay $500 to $1,000. We are talking about 100 billion market size. This market is growing by 150% every year. It means in 5 years it will be 500 billion. According to Mobile Vision, by using cross-platform tools as ScreenDy, this market can hit 1 trillion. You know this is the gap. So far, we raised $300,000 as seed money. We generated $1 million in revenue with some strategic customers as Microsoft Global. Last month, we launched publicly our platform, TechCrunch Disrupt San Francisco, and we are seeing 25% growth week over week. What next? Actually, we are partnering with Basha, a Facebook company, to integrate their backend solution in our platform. We are seeking to raise $5 million in Series E to scale. We want to use it to reinforce our technical teams, to create a global strong support, to finance our marketing strategy and growth hacking. Our vision is to give to every developer to write once their apps and to deploy it natively on all devices. Like that, ScreenDy, it will be the seamless way for a new generation of mobile apps. Thank you.
Start off similar to the other guys. I've seen this been tried a million times in the last 6 years. And from my experience, if you want to build a real business on mobile, which most people should, given the growth and the convergence of the graphs, web to mobile, you need to have an in-house developer working on it. These types of businesses in the past have proven to be more of an MVP prototype type business versus a build a serious mobile app business. So how is this different?
So let me come back to the competition. So we're likely in the mobile platform category. We are building serious application to prove that we already have 500 applications that are in the store, and this application was done for big companies like the government of Dubai. We make 40 applications for them. We work for the government of Morocco. We work for Microsoft. So this application is already in the market, and we prove that the kind of application that we are building is a sophisticated application, and it's not only a prototype.
Give us an example of a sophisticated app. The most sophisticated app your platform has been able to.
Okay, I will give you 2 examples. The one for the government of Dubai, we work on an application for plastic for World Cup that we done in less than 2 weeks. So no one was able to beat us because we have this platform, and no one can do an application in 2 weeks. All the other players ask for 8 weeks or more. The second one is a mobile client for SharePoint, and this is not a simple application. It's a huge, sophisticated apps.
And we have 500 applications running on the store that generated already 10 million downloads and 2.5 million unique users.
So what's the difference between Angular Mobile and your platform? Because Angular Mobile also allows developers to go easily on mobile apps.
Yeah, so for sure, Angular Mobile is a framework done for mobile developers to go fast. We're targeting web developers that can't make mobile application today. And on the top of our framework, we give a studio that simplify completely the way how a web developer can make the mobile apps.
So business questions is who are your users? Who are you sell to? Which
professionals that there are a minimum 3 to 7 applications in their pipes, and they can't deliver their we have three kind of customers. We have the professionals, web developers, that they are professionals and they can deliver their application, and they have in their pipes minimum of 6 or 7. Actually, it's reality. And we have big companies and IT companies.
But you say strategy is going to be that. Why are you going to pick something that you have a specific use case that is mostly applicable for your technology and your objects?
The people that they
want strategy.
Strategy?
If you're saying strategy.
I don't understand, sorry.
Your sales.
Sales. The go-to-market. The go-to-market. We are planning to by growth hacking. That's why we need money, because we need to acquire users and to transform it in paid users.
So we have with us in our team Tawfiq Al-Jamali, who is one of the guru of growth hacking. He had, for example, Viadeo to go from 7 million to 50 million users.
What's the target of the growth hacking exercise?
3 categories. We have the freelancer, then the enterprise, then the reseller as web agencies.
You mentioned one of your apps had Delta revenues, right?
Yeah.
And which app was that one?
We have many apps that generated already revenues with our customers.
No, you mentioned there were several $1 million on some of at least.
No, we generate $1 million while we was testing our platform in the market. Go ahead.
Just by testing our platform, we generated beta version. We generated $1 million.
Okay, so these are your revenues, not the revenues of let's say an app that someone paid for.
Yeah.
Okay. And you charge $500 to $1,000?
Yeah, $2,000 per app.
What are the limitations? I think there was this question of the type of apps that you can make. If there was one limitation, what would that be?
The 500 is a simple app, and 1,000 is a really advanced one. There is no limitation because the apps are customized, and you can imagine what you want. The limit is the sky, and you can use our platform to build your app.
So right now we are targeting to build from 40 to 60% of applications that exist in the store, and we're providing SDK for developers that want to do more than that. And they can complete the platform and make their own components.
Time's up.
Thank you for your attention.
The moment has come. I'm sure everyone is excited to know who is the winner. I just want to take a moment to thank the judges, to thank all the startups who actually made it far to come to Boston and pitch here today. And thank you for all the participants. It's really exciting to see a full room here tonight. So thank you all very much. Last note before I actually announce the winners, the startups are going to be at the career fair tomorrow that's happening at the business school from 5 to 7. So if you're excited, if you want to speak to them, make sure you actually visit the career fair that's happening at the business school. I'm not going to take longer. I'm going to announce, first of all, the winner of the third prize. And I'd like to welcome the Slider team. Slider is going to leave Boston with $3,000 in a monetary award. Mabruk. And now on to the second place. And I'd like to invite Movie Pigs to the stage. And Movie Pigs is going to leave Boston with $8,000 in monetary prize. Mabruk. And last but not least, the winner of the Samih Darwaza Entrepreneurship and Excellence Award is going to be, for this year, 2015, Startup Pitch Competition, White Lab.
Thank you.
Thank you. So White Lab is leaving with $20,000. Thanks to the generosity of Samih Darwaza. Thank you all so much. Thank you to our partners, Hikma Pharmaceutical and Google's, and have a great evening.